In this video, we are going to see how Watson Assistant's machine learning capabilities can be used in assisting to find search terms and words, like similar words. So basically, a Watson Assistant is used to create chatbots, but it is a bit complex process as it includes building the skills, deploying with an assistance, which includes creating of those dialogue flows and everything, and then in the end analyzing and improving with more and more data. So here we are just going to see how the skill part is going to help us to in harmonization tool. uh, so first of all, we are going to create a skill. As you can see, I have already created a skill called harmonization tool. uh, if I just ignore this first one, so let's go to this one. So currently, it in the intents, entities, and dialog section, we are just looking at entities parts because intents we'll see about that later. So entities are basically data sets, and or you can say this is the set of data used for training the machine. So here I have added a crop name uh, as an entity. We can add more, but let's see what's in this. Uh, if I'll what I'll do is I'll delete this one and then recreate this to give you an example of how it's done. So I have first added a crop called apple, and here you can see synonyms and patterns. So synonyms are basically similar words. So let us add some synonyms. There is another option called patterns. So when you say pattern is mostly used when the entity is of some particular data type like email ID or phone number or something like that. When we know the how the pattern would be, it's easier to guess what that particular data is. So currently we are not using the pattern here. Let's just use the synonym. So I'm adding apples. uh, just adding some wrong examples of apples. So I have added APL PPL. So I have added these four synonyms here. As you can see, apples, apple, and apple are all synonyms of the correct word apple. Now, here you can see a fuzz matching button, which is saying that it will increase the ability of Watson to recognize misspelled entity values. Uh, we have to keep it on. Here, there is also an example of show recommendations while we are adding. I forgot to show you that. But uh, let's try this with the new Watson. So when I say Apple, it's about to guess, but the thing is, Apple I have already added in the synonym list, so it's easier to guess it. Uh, let's say APPLES, which is not in the list. Let's see what it does. So here you can see that uh, even when I have added something which is not in the synonym list, but since it almost sounds familiar with these words, it has recognized it as Apple. So it's always not like it will recognize, but it the way it has built its algorithm is able to guess if it gets few letters in those words in random uh, sequence. So let's try something else and see what happens. So as you can see that these are not the words which is in the synonyms list. Still it's able to recognize it as apple. We will try the same thing with another uh, entity name. So we will add brinjal, and now I would show you this show recommendation option. So when I say show recommendation, it will show me some recommendation of synonyms. So brinjals, bangan, which is basically means brinjal in Hindi. So I would add that because I know it. Eggplants, not sure about okra, aubergine, as it was in the list provided by Cambria, and not sure about these ones. So let's just add the selected ones, uh, and I'm done. So here we are with a set of brinjal and synonyms. Now let's see how it works with brinjal. So when I say try it, uh, sorry, let's type something related to brinjal. Egg, not sure whether it's going to recognize. No. Egg P, nope. Eggplant without an A. So here you can see when it's almost closer to eggplants, it recognized it as brinjal, but not with these four letters. Let's add something else. Or genes. So I'm willingly adding these mistakes in spellings, but you can see this that even the random uh, inputs are ending up in correct guessing of the correct term here. Um, the reason for why I want to use um the assistant's machine learning capabilities is because it is built in, and there are other things which I need to mention here. For example, let's talk about the whether we have to add these values manually, or we can add it as a bulk. So as you can see, there is an option of import, and we have to choose a CSV format. So the CSV format could be something like, uh, if I go here and sorry, if I choose this and export the existing crop names, so you'll see that this is something like the format which it looks like. So this is how the input data file would look like if you are going to provide a bulk data to the Watson uh, entity list. So let's just close it. So it takes bulk data as input and creates those list of entities here for you, even if you do not want to create them manually. So for the question that was asked, that we might assume that Watson can figure out apple and these terms as similar, but what would it do with brinjal's terms like aubergine, eggplant, brinjal, which is different sounding words? So I would say that initially we have to train it to recognize these different terms here, add them in the list of synonyms, and let's the ML do its magic.